It may be small, but it's one of the strongest animals on Earth. With a horn like a warrior and the strength to lift giants, this is the rhinoceros beetle, nature's armored tank. Rhinoceros beetles are part of the scarab beetle family, a group that has existed since the age of dinosaurs. With over 300 species found across Asia, Africa, and the Americas, these beetles are admired, feared, and even worshipped in some cultures. Fact drop: can lift up to 850 times their own body weight, stronger than any human weightlifter. Grow up to 6 inches long in some species like the Hercules beetle. Their horn: it's not just for show. Why the horn? For the male rhino beetle, it's everything: a weapon, a status symbol, and a tool for love. Only males have horns, used to fight rivals during mating season. They use the horn to flip opponents, sometimes launching them off tree trunks. In some species, longer horns equal higher chances of attracting a female. Pushpin behavioral insight: males don't use their horn to kill, they fight with power, but without bloodshed. Despite their fearsome look, rhino beetles are peaceful eaters. Their diet: sweet and simple. Adults feed on fruit, nectar, and tree sap. Larvae live underground and feed on rotting wood and plant matter, helping recycle nutrients back into the soil. Their feeding habits make them key decomposers in forest ecosystems. Amazing fact: a single rhino beetle larva can break down kilos of rotting material in its lifetime. Rhinoceros beetles are silent workers of nature. They may look armored and powerful, but their true role is in maintaining balance. Aerate soil by burrowing and moving decayed matter. Help forest regeneration by speeding up decomposition. Serve as a food source for birds, snakes, and mammals. Eco fact: without insects like rhino beetles, the forest floor would drown in decay. These tiny titans keep the jungle breathing. When it comes to love, the forest floor becomes a battlefield. Males fight over feeding sites and mating rights. Horn-locking fights resemble sumo wrestling. Females often choose the most dominant male, the victor gets the prize. From egg to titan, the rhinoceros beetle's transformation is as epic as any hero's journey. Egg laid in decaying wood or soil. Larva, grub, lives underground for 1 to 2 years, feeding and growing. Pupa transforms inside a cocoon-like cell. Adult emerges with full armor and horn, ready for action. Pushpin amazing fact: most of a rhino beetle's life is spent hidden underground. The adult stage may last just 3 to 6 months. Despite their strength, rhinoceros beetles face a giant enemy: humans. Deforestation destroys their habitat. Illegal pet trade and collectors endanger rare species. Light pollution disrupts their natural rhythms. No entry sign in some countries, they are used for beetle fighting gambling events, a cruel practice that exploits their nature. They don't sting, don't bite, and don't carry disease, yet are often misunderstood and feared. How can an insect just a few inches long lift objects hundreds of times its weight? The answer lies in evolution's finest engineering. Their exoskeleton is made of chitin, a lightweight yet incredibly strong material. Their muscles take up a larger proportion of their body mass compared to humans. More muscles is equal to more power. They're not lifting vertically like us, their low profile and ground leverage let them push, drag, and flip like living machines. Fact drop: if a human had beetle-like strength, they could lift over 65,000 kilograms, the weight of an adult blue whale. Scientists around the world study rhinoceros beetles not just for their behavior but for inspiration. Robotics engineers are trying to mimic their horn mechanisms for claw-like tools. Biomechanic researchers study their flight patterns to improve drone design. In some labs, beetles are even being equipped with tiny sensors to monitor forest health. Fact: beetle-inspired tech could someday help us explore caves, disaster zones, or even other planets. Not all horns are alike. Nature, as always, is creative. Some beetles have Y-shaped horns, others have long forward spikes or even multiple prongs. The shape depends on species, habitat, and combat style. Horns aren't made of bone, they are hardened parts of the exoskeleton, grown during the pupal stage. Amazing fact: a beetle's horn isn't hollow. Its solid armor, stronger than many metals in weight-to-strength ratio. Despite their weaponry, rhinoceros beetles are gentle by nature. They don't bite, don't sting, and are harmless to humans. They rarely get aggressive unless it's mating season or direct competition. Many cultures even keep them as pets, especially in Japan and Thailand. Cultural note: in Japan, kids raise beetles as a hobby, a tradition that teaches patience, care, and respect for nature. The rhinoceros beetle, once thriving in the lush forests, is now quietly disappearing. Habitat destruction is their biggest threat: trees cut down, rotting logs removed, soil poisoned. Light pollution affects their nighttime activities, including mating. Climate change impacts their underground larval stages, which need moisture and decaying wood. Public address loudspeaker call to action. By saving forests, protecting leaf litter, and letting nature rot and regenerate, we don't just save beetles, we protect the whole chain of life. Long before humans walked the earth, even before the Tyrannosaurus roared, beetles like the rhinoceros beetle were already part of the prehistoric world. Beetles appeared nearly 300 million years ago, evolving alongside the first forests. Rhinoceros beetles are descendants of ancient scarab beetles. Fossil records show that their horned structure and larval stages existed millions of years ago with very few changes, meaning their design was already close to perfection. Fun fact: they're evolutionary survivors, one of nature's most successful species. It's a jungle wrestling match with rules written by nature. Beetle battles are non-lethal. Most fights end quickly, the loser backs down. The horn is used to push, flip, or pin, not to harm. Fights are more about display of power than actual damage. Movie camera visual: use slow motion of beetles sizing each other up, climbing over one another, and winning by flipping the other off a branch. Fact: a beetle that wins without fighting is smarter than the one who charges blindly. Across continents, the rhino beetle takes many shapes, each with a story of its own. Hercules beetle, Dynastes hercules, found in South America, one of the longest beetles in the world. Japanese rhinoceros beetle, Tripoxylus dichotomous, a favorite among children in Japan. Atlas beetle, native to Southeast Asia, known for its aggressive battles. Elephant beetle, native to Central America, known for its fuzzy body and large horn. Trivia: Hercules beetles change color based on humidity, like living mood rings. Despite their size, rhino beetles are masters of disguise. Brown or black coloration helps them blend into bark and forest floor. Their armor-like shell protects them from predators like birds, snakes, and monkeys. Their only true defense: staying still, blending in, and letting their armor take the hit. Defense fact. Many predators avoid attacking rhino beetles because they're too tough and not tasty. Though built like tanks, even the mighty rhinoceros beetle is not invincible against human greed. Habitat loss from logging, farming, and urbanization destroys the beetle's breeding grounds. Collectors capture them to sell as pets or for beetle fights. Beetles are often crushed underfoot or killed due to fear and misunderstanding. Public address loudspeaker conservation message. Protecting forests means protecting beetles, birds, mammals, and the whole cycle of life. If they vanish, we lose more than just an insect, we lose an ally of the earth.